Feeling trapped in a love you can't escape? Maya's story is a poignant journey through a toxic relationship marked by unspoken hurts and broken promises. Watch as a single, withered fern becomes the catalyst for a life-altering decision. This is a story of courage, teaching us to recognize neglect and choose our own well-being above all else. Prepare to be inspired to nurture yourself. Maya moved through their stylish apartment like a shadow, her fingers brushing over scattered cushions and half-empty cups as if tidying invisible messes inside her heart. The sterile walls echoed quietly as her footsteps disturbed nothing but dust motes, drifting lethargically in the late afternoon light. Everything felt heavy, weighted down by unspoken words and fading hopes. The houseplants she had once enthusiastically nurtured now drooped with neglect, their leaves yellowing and brittle, mirroring the slow wither of hope inside her. Each dying leaf seemed to whisper accusations, reminders of promises unmet and dreams fading away. The fern by the window, her favourite, was brown and crumbling, a bitter reminder of promises broken. She remembered the morning she left for work. Alex's voice, soft, almost pleading. "I'll water the fern while you're gone, I swear." But like so many words he'd spoken these past months, words filled with regret, excuses, and empty vows, his promise had wilted as surely as the plant. The silence in the apartment was deafening, amplifying the unspoken tensions that had become their constant companion. Maya's days had become a cycle she knew too well. She patched over the bruises left by Alex's sudden tantrums, excuses spilling from her lips like a practiced soliloquy to an invisible audience. "He's just stressed. He didn't mean it. Tomorrow will be better." But tomorrow rarely brought relief. Instead, new storms brewed, harsh criticism, angry words hurled like thorns, followed by Alex's intense apologies and moody promises to change. Maya, caught in this relentless pattern, felt herself unraveling. She was exhausted, fragile, walking on eggshells that could shatter with a breath. One evening, as dusk swallowed the room in a muted glow, Alex returned home, arms clutching a bouquet of flowers, vibrant and full of life, his voice smooth with regret. "I'm so sorry, babe. It won't happen again." Maya's heart lurched, the familiar pull to forgive tightening around her like chains woven with hope and desperation. But her gaze drifted to the fern, the last leaf shattered into brown dust. That plant was her silent mirror, the part of her soul starved and left behind in this toxic garden. She saw in its withered form the reflection of her own neglected spirit. Her voice faltered, yet held the weight of finality. "You forgot to water the plant, Alex." The simple sentence hung in the air, heavy with unspoken meaning. His eyes darted nervously, a flash of guilt shadowing his face.
I'm sorry, I just forgot. Please don't be like this.
But in that quiet accusation, it wasn't just about a plant. It was about the neglect weaving through every corner of their life together. The weight of their relationship's dysfunction settled heavily in the room. The one simple act of care he failed to give was a sign. He could not nurture anything. Not the fern, not their happiness, not her. Tears pricked behind Maya's eyes as strength bubbled up from a place long dormant. She felt a newfound resolve, a flicker of hope igniting within her. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered, words that felt smaller than they should, but echoed loudly inside her chest like thunder. It was a declaration of independence, a breaking point reached. Without looking back, she packed a single bag. The decision was made, the internal debate finally over, and action was the only thing left to do. The sterile apartment, the faded smiles, the emotional exhaustion, they belonged to a chapter now closed. She mentally closed the book on this part of her life, ready to start a new chapter. Before she stepped into the unknown, beyond their door, she paused by a thriving plant perched defiantly on the windowsill. It was green and steady, a symbol of hope and resilience amidst the decay. This plant represented the strength she didn't know she had. Gently, she broke off a single vibrant leaf, holding it tight as if cradling a fragile promise to herself. She wasn't just leaving a toxic relationship behind. She was choosing to save the one thing worth nurturing: herself. Outside, the night air was crisp and alive with possibility. The city lights twinkled, beckoning her towards a future of her own making. With the last leaf of courage in her palm, Maya stepped forward into a future waiting to be written by her own hands. No longer a ghost, drifting through another's shadows, but a woman ready to grow, to heal, and to live free. She found a small, cozy apartment bathed in sunlight. It was small, but full of promise. She started a new job at a local bookstore, surrounded by stories of resilience and hope. She felt empowered and free. She nurtured her own plants, watching them grow with the same care she gave herself. Maya learned that courage wasn't a grand gesture, but a series of small steps towards self-love and independence. And, with each new day, the last leaf of courage reminded her to always choose herself.